Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Star Wars Prodigy Season 1, and this is a Paramount Plus series, and you have this series which is taking a more, kid-friendly approach to Star Trek, but, still has a decent edge to it. And my perspective on Star Trek, it's really the only things that I've really watched are the J.J. Abrams era Star Trek films, and also specifically, I'm caught up on Lower Decks, which I have a blast with. And, I've gone back and watched the motion picture and Wrath of Khan. So, looking at this series, I don't really have a whole lot of experience with any of the live-action series. But this series, is an animation, and has a very distinct look to it. There's parts where it's it has a really cool, the colors and everything, it has a distinct look to it, and it works. Other times it's kind of not the most, it's not the easiest on the eyes, it's a little clunky at times, but it's a cool visual palette, and it has a really fine setup in its first episode in terms of setting up this group of teenagers who take on this, abandoned Starfleet ship and kind of become the captains, except you have a hologram of a specific character from a Star Trek Voyager, who, as I said, I don't have a whole lot of experience watching the actual shows, but I did recognize her, and I thought that was a pretty cool thing to incorporate that in the series to build that connection for the Star Trek fans. It has a fun voice cast. You have Jason Mantzoukas and everybody else who's this young crew do a really fine job. You have John Noble, who's intense and evil and just perfect in this role of the main antagonist, and Jimmi Simpson plays his robotic henchman as well, and they're both intimidating, and each of these characters has something to prove. They're trying to show they could be successful and be out there in the galaxy and doing things. And you have right at the center of it a lot of daddy issues between our one female lead, Gwendola, and her father, played by John Noble, and they have very specific confrontations between each other, and each episode, a lot of time, just keeps coming back to their relationship, and I feel like this season has a very satisfying arc. It has a lot of exciting action. It has some fun. It does have those comic relief characters, and Jason Mantzoukas is definitely a big comic relief character, and it has it's made for kids, but it has enough edginess to it to make it something that's really worth watching as an adult too, if you're a fan of Star Trek. And even though you're palling around with a bunch of teenagers, it is very relatable in terms of how we all felt when we were that age and trying to find ourselves. And it's a really fine coming of age story wrapped in a Star Trek show. And it has fun characters, fun vocal performances, exciting adventures along the way, and it has some great setups to where this series is potentially going to go in the future, which I really appreciated, and I'm definitely down for more seasons of this. This is definitely a show that I'll be checking out and having a lot of fun with. And, there's short episodes. There's 10 episodes this first season. It's pretty digestible, but it's a lot of fun. And it's an exciting ride, and I think Star Trek fans will get a decent amount out of it too, with some of the things that they wind up bringing back from other series. But those are my thoughts on the first season of Star Trek Prodigy. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies and TV. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.